Well, we're starting again, and we'll see how it goes. Look, there's Robo down there. And there's Angela Learning here. Pencil Dog. Got stripes and checks and spots all together. But Robo, what on earth is going on with you? What's up? Oh, you're reporting the news. You're being a reporter. And Angela Learning and Pencil Dog are watching you reporting. Well, I guess that's the best way of reporting. There's visual images there for them to see. In fact, what we looked at for the last two modules in media law has been we've been doing court reporting, and prior to that we looked at parliamentary reporting. So what's that, Robo? What's the important thing about parliamentary reporting? Well, there's a couple of important things you need to know. And one is about the idea of parliamentary privilege, which gives the members of Parliament absolute immunity from defamation for anything which they're saying in the Houses of Parliament. But if you report it, Robo, your protection is only limited to qualified privilege. So you've got to be careful. There mustn't be any malice or bad faith when you report that. If they say bad things about someone, you're allowed to report it, but you don't have the same absolute privilege. So that's one thing. All came from the Bill of Rights. And what's the other thing? Yes, the other thing, which is very important, is the idea of contempt of Parliament. And that's a complete change from the idea of a person being tried before a court, because in contempt of Parliament, it's Parliament who decides, first of all, whether a contempt has been committed, and secondly, what penalty to impose. So there are a couple of new concepts which are fairly important, and you'll see there's other legislation about parliamentary reporting. They used to provide for the radio broadcasts of Parliament, and now it's been changed to television broadcasts of Parliament. So there's quite a lot of legislation about it. Differs from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. But like even recently, parliamentary privileges have been in the news in the Queensland Parliament, where the offence of lying to Parliament, whether or not that should be a matter for the criminal law or considered to be contempt of Parliament. So it's still a very contemporary issue. Law's still, well, it's developing on it, but certainly I gave some good websites, good websites for the students to go to and have a look about contempt of Parliament. Now, the other thing about court reporting, you want to know what you can report in courts. Well, basically, the principle of open justice says anyone can go into the courts and observe court proceedings unless otherwise stated. And common law, that's the unwritten law, had a few exceptions where things involving wards of the states, adoption proceedings, where opening the court would destroy the subject matter of the proceedings, common sense things like that. But certainly there have been a variety of restrictions on the principle of open justice. In fact, there's family law proceedings, for example, can't be reported. Generally, details of sex offences are restricted to the restrictions on that. But one thing which is very important, been changing, the law's been changing, suppression orders. Now that's going to be a new hot topic in media law, because the media organisations have been objecting to the number of suppression orders which the courts have been granting on the application of either of the parties to the litigation. Now that means that people are unable to avoid having their details published in the news media because they've been able to get a suppression order. There's also rules about taking photos in courts and making recordings, those sorts of things. And each state has slightly different rules, so it's hard to say there is a definite one set of rules across Australia. Now, are there any other questions, Robert? Any other questions? Pencil Dog, turn around, face the camera. Angela Learning, so we're right now. You're still reporting, Robert. Okay, you're doing a very good job reporting too. Yes. What are these? What's that? What's that up there, Robert? That the external antenna. You're trying to get reception on your external antenna. Okay, well, we'll say goodbye, everybody. Say goodbye, Robo Lawyer. Goodbye, Pencil Dog. Goodbye, Angela Learning. Angela Learning's here too. I hope we caught up with that material. Next week we're going to be doing contempt of court. Yes. Yes. No, if anyone's wondering, we haven't got a camera person in the room. We just found out somewhere else where we can put the camera, isn't it? It looks good. See, they can see the calendar with the fairy on it behind. That looks really good, doesn't it? Will we leave it like this for the moment? Okay.